Hello everyone, my name is Aurora and welcome to my channel. Today was supposed to be an update on weeks 2 and 3 of my moving situation, but I actually don't have any updates to give you because for the past 2 weeks I haven't been doing anything related to my move. So this is just going to be an update on kind of why that is, what's going on, and just talking through kind of what's been happening the past 2 weeks. So right now it's almost 6 a.m. I'm sitting on the rooftop of my apartment building. This space is usually really crowded during the day, and I live in an apartment building where a lot of my classmates, people that I go to school with, also live. And sometimes they're nice people, and it's nice to catch up with them every now and then, but sometimes in spaces like this, I just want to kind of be alone and relax and be outside and not have to constantly run into people and do small talk and chit chat. But right now it's really early, things are very quiet, the sun is rising, and I thought it would just be a nice opportunity to get up here and just kind of relax for a little while. And I also think the fresh air will do me some good. So the reason I kind of don't have any updates for the past 2 weeks in terms of moving is because I've been dealing with some health issues. 2 weeks ago, the week started out really well. My plan was to pack up all of the non-essential items in my bathroom and in my bedroom and start disassembling like a bookshelf that I have in my bedroom. And I got off to a pretty strong start, but then probably on Wednesday of that week, I started to feel really ill. And I've had similar symptoms in the past, but they just weren't as severe as kind of it was this time around. And I was just kind of like delaying going to the doctor because I was like, hopefully, this will just last a day or two and it'll pass. But it didn't really let up for about 4 days, and it was kind of extreme. So I did eventually make an appointment, and they weren't able to see me until this week, this past Wednesday. And just another reason I didn't want to make a doctor's appointment, because I have gone into the doctor before in the past. Recently, like within the past year, for these same symptoms, and I was basically just told that it was allergies and stress, and I was given Claritin and ibuprofen, and I knew that it was more than like stress and allergies, because I've dealt with allergies in the past and kind of headaches and things related to that. And when it comes to stress, like I'm in a perpetual state of stress. Like I know when I'm tired out from stress, I know what that feels like, and I knew that this wasn't it. And because I just didn't get like a great response from the provider that I had last time, I just was like wary of making another appointment. But I did it anyways, and actually by the time my appointment rolled around, like the day before, I had started feeling a little bit better, which of course that always happens, right? Like when you're going into the doctor, like you're completely normal and fine, so they don't really know how to help you. But I did go in and I spoke with a different provider this time, and I feel like they were very receptive to like hearing the symptoms that I had. They were asking me a lot of questions and like offering up what it could be and different tests that we could do to try and figure out what's going on with me. So I do feel like really positive after going in and having that appointment. And I did a lot of tests like EKGs, blood work, a lot of other things are scheduled for the next couple of weeks, and I was given medication because they were able to pinpoint kind of part of it, and it wasn't just like ibuprofen or Claritin, it's actual like medication. And I have noticed a difference over the past couple of days, and so I was starting to feel a lot better by the middle of this week. And then I went to go get my COVID vaccine. This was my second dose. I got the Moderna shot, and actually ended up having severe side effects from that. So the first shot, my arm was sore the next day, and that was about it. And I had been hearing from quite a few people that the second shot was, packed a little more punch, and it definitely did. So for the last 2 days, I've kind of been dealing with side effects of that. For one entire day, I had like severe chills. I was like freezing, shaking, I couldn't warm up. I had a low-grade fever, a lot of like body stiffness, and then yesterday, I did kind of have like a sore throat and ears, but I think that was just from the fever and the chills. So yeah, I was just out of commission for the past 2 weeks health-wise, and everything else, fell apart. I was kind of still attending class, maybe not putting in a lot of effort, but I was showing up, and I did kind of the assignments that I needed to do. Again, they probably weren't like the best work I've ever done, but I was just like, I'm just gonna do it, I'm just gonna turn it in. At this point I have 1 more week of class left and a few more assignments, so I'm just hoping that that will go smoothly. But when it came to move stuff, I just really wasn't able to do anything. So there's still, kind of half-packed items in my bedroom, in my bathroom, my apartment. It's not like dirty, it's just messy because, when I was sick last week, I just didn't have any energy to do anything. I wasn't eating a lot, so it's not like, there were a bunch of dirty dishes or anything like that. It's just kind of stuff that I would like grab and leave out on the counters or on the table or desk because I didn't have the energy to put it away. I was awake for maybe out of bed for maybe about 4 hours a day, and then I would just get really exhausted and I'd have to go lay down and try and sleep, but there were times where I couldn't even sleep because I was just physically in pain. So things are kind of in disarray down in my apartment. It's also one of the reasons I didn't want to film in there, but my plan today, I do have some classes that I have to go to. This is my last weekend for a class that only meets on the weekends every couple of weeks, and those sessions are 6 hours a day. So I'll be listening to those, but it's also an opportunity where I can just kind of straighten things up in my apartment. I'm not going to focus too much on move stuff or even job search right now. I kind of had some moments of clarity and things that are okay, it's fine to slow down. So I just remember when I was kind of lying in bed kind of at the worst of it, thinking to myself God, why is this happening? Why is it happening now of all times? I don't feel like I'm strong enough to get through this, and I was feeling very defeated, and I didn't know what was happening. And then interestingly, and I feel like this was just a sign, I was just on my phone kind of flipping through, and I came across a YouTube video from a channel called Above Inspiration, and the video was talking about how we sometimes think that God isn't answering our prayers because things aren't happening. And I guess that's kind of how I was feeling about the job situation, the trying to find a house in Dallas, the organizing the move and actually being able to pack stuff, and then having to deal with these kind of health issues on top of that, and finishing school, and just all of these things that weren't coming together the way that I want them to. And I think we just have to realize that God does things on his own time. And the message in the video was that just because things are delayed doesn't mean that they're being denied. God will choose the right time to, kind of have things happen, and he will never give you more than you can handle. And that was just something that I feel like I really needed to hear at the time. And these health things were happening, and I feel like that's God's way of saying that I need to slow down and not worry about those other things, school, the move, finding a place to live, finding a job, and just focus on my health, because that's what's important right now. That's kind of the approach that I'm taking. I'm just taking it easy. It goes against my nature because I'm the type of person that I like to, organize things and have a schedule and write down to-do lists and check things off. But I'm just, focusing on feeling better, and, the next week it's just going to be kind of wrapping up school stuff, and I'm going to do what I can there. And then maybe after that I can start thinking again about the move. And when it comes to a job and stuff like that, I'm thinking I may just even wait until I've moved to start that portion of it. just because like I'll be fine for a couple of months financially. Like it's not absolutely essential situation that I get a job right away. It would be helpful, but if it just means taking things a little bit slower and just waiting, because I know that God will answer my prayers and He will provide, and it was just something that I felt like was a message from Him, because seeing that video, listening to it, it made so much sense to me in that moment. And I'm hoping the health thing will just kind of improve and we can figure out what's going on in my appointments with the doctor over the next couple of weeks before I move. And I'm wearing a beanie and a coat because it is only about 40 degrees here, and I just got out of the shower, so my hair is still wet. But yeah, I can actually show you the view. So kind of far off there in the distance is the lake. This is like the downtown area, and then over here, if you can kind of see these towers, this is my school. Are you seeing this? This guy just flew up on me and he's maybe 20 feet away sitting on the ledge. Hey buddy. So I'm just gonna hang out up here for another few minutes, kind of meditate and pray for a little while, get some fresh air, and then I will go back down to my apartment and get my day started. But there will be more content to come, especially on the move, because it is going to happen. So I'm gonna try and kind of film that as it happens. It just probably won't be, this coming week, maybe week 5. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy your week.